Thank you. Lots of thank yous. Thank you.
Hello, Timothy. Hello, Stella.
Hi.
Hi, Jack.
This is
How
Jack.
are you? Hi, Jack.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
I'm just curious whether we will have an app for all the content, or are we just staying on the web platform? Because I heard Timothy introduce there will be some analysis to students' performance on the platform. So I'm wondering whether there will be like login, logout, password.
Yes.
The students can easily forget their passwords.
Yeah, so that's a very good question. How do we integrate this with checking participation, with comprehension, with the speaking activities, accuracy? So the current plan is to have a website style app or platform, which has registration and which allows reporting. So that means that teachers can check on their students' performance at any time. And this platform will be compatible with browsers, both PC, laptop, and mobile browsers. So it's technically speaking not a mobile app in the sense of like going to the App Store, but it has the functionality of many of these apps. So, in the distant future, a lot of these kinds of educational apps do have a parallel mobile app that they release. At present, we don't have any plans for that because we think the website platform provides most of the functionality that we're looking for. So that will be very exciting. That's really the plan, that we should have the full release within a few months. But we wanted to have this seminar because we know a lot of students are at home now and online learning might continue. We think even with 2 units, it's a very good resource. So any other questions, you can use your mic or just put them in the chat room if you like. We're flexible. Thanks, Jack. I guess one of the things teachers would be thinking about is what works for their students, what works for their school, what works for them. That is a discussion I would really enjoy having with some teachers anytime. So if you're really thinking about how Little Leaf might work in your school context with your curriculum, your students, your colleagues, please contact us. You can use the link I shared just a moment ago here. Any of these links, or just email me atttaylor@eduhk.hk. So at this slightly later stage of the project, we will definitely be visiting schools and working with teachers in terms of training and curriculum to make this content the best fit for your curriculum. Stella, is there anything else you would like to add?
Once I start talking, I won't stop.
Well, so far, oh, we do have a question now from Gloria. I wonder if there's a point earning system for students to upgrade themselves when they join the online activities in the platform. This is a good question because I read it as a suggestion. And this was one of our secret hopes in sharing Little Leaf early on, which is to get some insights from frontline teachers. So I do know that a lot of educational apps reward students really like games in terms of increasing the level of difficulty or giving them some kind of point system. So short answer is no, not at this point. We think that the H5P activities that are embedded work very independently. So students might get an intrinsic reward from getting as many of those questions right as possible, learning from them, repeating them, getting more and more right. Maybe in the future, we can link that to some kind of point or reward system. That sounds to me like a very good suggestion.
Well, there are loads of possibilities, loads of work, that means.
Well, there's loads of work in making it fit, but we did hope in the design that there's some ready to use plug and play content here. So if you're not like quite ready to look at this as a kind of adjunct of the curriculum, as Stella mentioned, you know, there's nice songs. If the students can just learn the songs, you know, that's a real added value, I think.
Because if they sing the song, the words will be in their brain all the time. The rhythm helps them to remember, and the words are in grammatical order without them knowing. That's how they subconsciously acquire the language. I think singing during bath time is very helpful to language learning.
Yeah, definitely. It helps with what you said, acquisition. If you're singing a song, you're saying the words spontaneously, naturally, you certainly care about what they mean. So it's quite effective. I think I'm going to put the, I'm going to put our survey for participants in the chat room again, in case anybody didn't get it. There've been a lot of comments and thank yous and so on since we posted it. So this is both the survey and the Little Leaf newsletter. Please do link to that. If you haven't already, we love your feedback and we'd like you to join the newsletter so that we can keep in touch. I don't know if I mentioned that last point down there, which is the promotional materials are available. So if you're part of the newsletter, we'll get in touch with you, and if they would be useful. I think the puppets are a lot of fun, but we also have stickers that are not like just colorful and fun for the students, but can be used very much for the learning activities as well. So this one, for example, is Little Leaf's whole family with the labels of Mommy Leaf and Daddy Leaf. So they're reinforcing the vocabulary in addition to having the fun stickers there too. Can we ask a question? Are there any teachers who think this might be useful in any way? Just the songs, or teachers who have used ebooks before and might have some use in their curriculum? Or is there anything you see here that might make it difficult for implementation in your teaching? I'm always very eager to hear from you what you think about this kind of content. Can I do what I do in the classroom, is call on someone? This is what works, right? Everybody has something to say and impression, but it's a little hard to speak up. So is Tracy here?
Yes, I'm here.
So Tracy, what do you think?
I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not currently a teacher at the moment, but I think the difficulty would be in if you're already, because I was thinking it could even be something for kindergartners as well. Some of the aspects anyways could be appropriate for kindergarten. But then I know that when I'm observing some of the classes, some of the units are already being covered, as like the family members, naming the family members. But this is a great context for it as well. So I guess it's a question of incorporating and just making sure that it would flow with their current curriculum. That would be probably the challenge.
Yeah,
But I
absolutely.
think it's really cute. And if your 17-year-old daughter who sings who follows Billie Eilish is singing the songs, and that's a good indication.
It's a good ad. It was, to me, like really encouraging, because we can think whatever we want, but if the students don't like it, never mind. Of course, we can always require, but if there's that intrinsic motivation, it's very helpful. But to your point about integration and adaptation, we never dreamed that this would be like replacing anything in the curriculum, but supporting, reinforcing, enhancing. And I think you're right. It's really up to schools and individual teachers to decide, hey, we've just done families. Let's take a look at this, and maybe we can do a little bit with this ebook because it, is support for that module. Maybe someday, if a school wants to use Little Leaf to replace the curriculum, it might be possible, but we're not there yet.
And I think also Gloria Chung had brought up a good point about the earning system. Like if there's a way that the kids can level up and kind of have like a little competitive spirit amongst their classmates, then that would also help in the motivation category.
Yeah, definitely. We've learned so much from games, and we've just begun to integrate some of that here. I think we'll make a point to provide publicly available Kahoot quizzes, because the Kahoot is something I was skeptical about for a long time, but the app has paid a lot of attention to getting feedback from teachers. They have a lot of different kinds of questions now. Students still like it because, it can provide variety. And so that's one way I think we can, right away, even before we have an app of our own, we can promote that kind of competitive spirit in learning.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise this was a great opportunity. Great to learn as well. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tracy. I guess we should give another few seconds of silence in case there's one last question or comment any colleagues would like to make. Anyone?
This is Rondi. Can you hear me?
Hi, Rondi.
Hi, Roddy.
Yeah, actually it's really, really great. Yeah, because actually for my P1 students and P2 students, we are using, because we do not use textbooks. So actually we are using another set of material just similar to this. And I'm really grateful that because the topic is really, I can even introduce to my daily curriculum as well, especially the family one. So I think it's really suitable for my P1 students. Yeah, and even and definitely I notice also because it's for different key stage, even for the upper primary as well. So I think it's really useful way for them to self-learning at home. Yeah, and it's as an extra reading material as well, I think. Yeah. So, and actually I love the puppets. I'm longing for it because it's so Stella will know, especially for my students. So they really need something to touch and to in order to really get into the contest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Little Leaf is waiting for you to sign up for the newsletter, and then he'll be on his way to your school.
Definitely I will. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rondi.
I think even if students have already covered, whatever you say, you cover the topic, you've taught it. As I said, learning doesn't happen when they, meet something once, when you show them something once. There is no harm as long as they enjoyed it. There is no harm for them just to, watch the video, read the ebook, do the activities, sing the song. As long as they enjoy it, just let them enjoy it. That's the most important part of learning. They don't know they're learning. They don't have to be thinking that, oh, I'm learning. Actually, students will learn, especially primary students, they'll learn a lot better if they're not thinking about learning at all. If they just think, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this, and they do it. That's how they learn. Too much focus on learning doesn't lead to learning. Help them
Yeah,
enjoy
it's
it. Let them
true.
enjoy it.
It's like stealth teaching, you know, if the students are enjoying themselves and the content has been consciously designed to be supportive of them, they'll be learning before they know it. And I have often heard this, and I've told my own students in our methodology courses, I've many times talked with primary students, and what they love is stories. They love many different kinds of stories. They're very imaginative. And if you tell them stories, they'll imagine their own stories. And if we can teach them the necessary vocabulary and grammar and pronunciation and skills while teaching them stories, I think that can be very, very powerful. So that was another one of the motivating design features of this project. So we might not be finished with comments and questions, but before we conclude, I just want to say again, thank you so much to Stella and our HOD, Michelle, and thank you so much to Stephanie. Stephanie is our research assistant, but she really keeps all of us organized, and we couldn't do it without her. So thank you, Stephanie. And to all of the teachers who have given us support, and to Modern Education, they're real pros. So thanks to everybody. And unless there's anyone who wants to scream out a last question or comment, I think it's about time to wrap it up. What do you think? Okay, thanks again for coming. Let's call it a day, shall we? Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.